Yo, this is the ScarcityStudios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors at Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. This video first, we're going to talk about the murder of Robbie Lawlor. Footage has emerged, footage from the murder scene, where Robbie Lawlor had gone to Belfast in the Ardoyne area to visit a property where allegedly he was to collect a large amount of money. From what I've been told from people in the area close to people associated to it, is that 2 people were shot during this incident. Robbie Lawlor shot someone and then he was shot multiple times, but he didn't survive. The notorious gangland figure was first spoken about on the channel in the murder of Kean Woods back in January of this year. Please go and check that video out for the details onto that story and also to pay respects to Kean Woods as well. He was killed in the Drada gang war that Robbie Lawlor had instigated in. In the estates across Ireland in Darndale, they were celebrating the death of Robbie Lawlor. There was actually parties on the estates where a lot of people didn't like him. But of course, like anybody, he's got family and he had people that did care about him. And I'm sure they're very upset at this time, and I do send my condolences to them. The footage that we have of armed police arriving at the scene and also a man being taken out on a stretcher, and I believe that was the man that has now been arrested. Reading from the Irish News at the time, it says that a man has been shot in Belfast on Saturday night. It was a Dubliner. He was heavily involved in crime and for well over a decade, they said, and the ongoing gangland feud in the county. Robbie Lawlor was 35 and was suspected of murdering and dismembering 17-year-old Kean Woods earlier this year. He's a resident of County Meath, but originally from Dublin. The PSNI and the Gardaí believed that Lawlor travelled to Belfast, possibly intending to collect debts. In the early hours of the morning, he was shot in the city just before noon. Lawlor was shot outside a house on Etna Drive in the Ardoyne area. The PSNI followed line of inquiry where 3 men were arrested. I do have the 3 names of the men that was arrested, but I'm going to leave that until a little bit more information has come out. As well as being a suspect for ordering the murder of Kean Woods, Kean's body parts was scattered around council estates in the area as a warning to others. With the gang feuds and rivalry that has just got worse in Ireland, the kids are getting drawn into it and the families are terrified. The mums don't know what to do, the families don't know what to do. Robbie Lawlor has been linked to a lot of different murders. He's beat cases connected to murders. The detective in charge of this murder investigation says that he's astonished at the recklessness of the killer or killers. They carried out a callous murder, leaving a family experiencing the worst nightmare, and they did not care that children were present at the time. The murder is a heinous crime, the police officer said, and killing someone during this global coronavirus pandemic is sickening when people are trying to adjust to living in a new way and cope with the pressures that this brings. Those involved in the murder selfishly gave no thought to the impact on the frontline emergency services having to deal with this case. They said a light coloured car with a registration YLZ was found burnt out in Kingston Court, and they are seeking to establish what relevance this car has to the investigation. I know the community is in shock, they said, and he's aware that it was busy with pedestrians and people out in their front gardens at the time of the murder, but the murder weapon hasn't actually been found, which is a bit strange, and they are definitely connecting this vehicle that has been dumped nearby to the actual death. And one of the people that was celebrating the death of Robbie Lawlor was his arch enemy Cornelius Price.
The video. It says to Robbie Lawlor, boys, rest in peace. He's not even worth saying rest in peace, but fair play to him. There you go, boys.
Captain Morgan.
Cornelius Price is what police say is a notorious gangland figure. He was jailed in 2014 when he ran over a police officer at high speed. In February 2017, in his late 30s, he was found guilty of endangering another police officer at a police station in Ireland. The court heard how he had 18 previous convictions for careless driving, public disorder and assaults. In Wheatfield prison, he was part of a gang that tried to smuggle in the deadly drug spice. One of the operations was discovered by the police, who found the drones outside the prison walls in Dublin. In March 2018 in prison, he was injured in a fight with 3 other prisoners and taken to hospital. When he was released from prison, he was given a warning by the police that his life was in danger. And you can join me again for the next video to find out more about that story and also the history of Robbie Lawlor and his. So please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and follow us online as well at ScarcityStudios. Peace.